Christian University is being investigated by the federal government for possible human trafficking violations. Wow. I looked at this story. This is Olivet University. It's a Christian college. It's not well known. I hate to even throw the word Christian college around it. It's not really.
It's a different kind of...
It's a different kind of Christianity when you take a look at this. Labor trafficking, human trafficking, sex trafficking, you name it. It seems to be connected up in some way.
Yeah, and what's really devastating about this story is that you have these students, because that's what they were doing. They were recruiting students from Korea, from China, saying, hey, come over here. We're going to give you these student visas. You know, you can come to our college. You can maybe make a better life for yourself. They get over here, and then they just ship them off to work these, below minimum wage jobs, obviously. They get paid pennies on the dollar. And then they never follow through. They never even track where these people were being shipped to. Mm-hmm. And that's what this whole thing is starting to look like. This really was just a massive criminal front for human trafficking.
You know, as you look at this story, Newsweek came out with this story.
Yeah.
Now, I was really interested in that because Newsweek, one of the owners of Newsweek, is directly tied to this Christian university. I mean, not only that, but the other 50% that it controls this university is a guy named Dev Pragad. He's the one that has the Jang's Christian sect. It is a weird Christian sect. And so you got 50% owned by the people that, any way you cut it, somebody knew what was going on. And Newsweek's in the middle trying to say, oh, well, we have the high ground because we're reporting it. No, they're not reporting it because of high ground. They're reporting it because they've been caught. Listen, 2 years ago, these folks were fined $1,700,000 for fraud and money laundering. And now this is surfacing.
Well, that's because of the fraud and money laundering investigation. They didn't go far enough. Why are you laundering money?
Yes.
Where is the fraud? And so they had to come back after these other allegations came out and they said, oh God, I'm sorry, we forgot the other half of our investigation.
Well, they
here.
literally stopped the investigation. Yeah. Had they gone on and followed the money trail, Department of Justice, I say it again and again, if it's not low-hanging fruit, if they can't go in and tie the case up in a month, or if there's any shot that they might lose, they're not going to do it. This is a great example of it. This should have been caught a long time ago. The same time they caught him for money laundering, same time they caught him for fraud. They should have continued the investigation. This story should never should have developed. Michael Avenatti has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for stealing from his client Stormy Daniels. What everybody doesn't understand is this guy has stolen from everybody. The most compelling story is he stole from one of his paraplegic clients, where he just basically stole all the money that was supposed to go to the client.
Yeah.
And so this is an awful person who, oh, by the way, the Democrats thought he might be the new great white hope for the Democratic Party. You remember that?
Yeah, right. When this guy emerged in 2017, 2018 with Stormy Daniels, he was on every single cable news show, every Sunday morning talk show.
Yeah.
A whole profile's written about how this guy and his fighting style, this is what the Democrats have been sorely needing. Is he possibly going to be our 2020 nominee, they were saying at the time back in 18?
Because he attacked Trump. He was good at the Trump. I mean, who couldn't attack Trump? Right. I mean, anybody had enough information to go. But from the very beginning, you identified the guy as an absolute, utter fraud.
Yeah.
I mean, you had some of the first stories about this guy being an absolute fraud. And on the others, because you had the stories where he had this long history of him stealing money from clients, committing fraud, committing wire transfer.
Wire fraud, tax fraud, bank fraud. I mean, his firm was going under, by the way, before Stormy Daniels showed up and basically saved everything for him.
Did I get it right, though? My memory is that the Democrats thought, oh, this is the guy.
They really did. There were think pieces in every major media outlet that could this be the future of the Democratic Party? I mean, people
Why does that happen?
It's hero worship. It is 100%. We're so pathetic. We need a leader. And this con man, who is just like Donald Trump, shows up and he says, hey, I'm your leader. Look at me. I've got a fancy law degree. I've helped people. Well, forget the stealing part.
Yeah.
And I'm a tough talker. I'm not
Yeah.
taking any crap while I'm on cable news.
Yeah.
And people said, wow, it's so rare for us to see anybody on the left fight that sure, we'll follow you wherever you're going, Mr. Piper.
So right now he's looking at potential 6 years, right? 2 that he's already been, 2 that where he threatened Nike, if you don't pay me 20, it was ransom.
Yeah.
You got to pay me a ransom, or
Pay me $20 million or I'm going public.
And then you got 4 years that are new, correct? Yeah. And then you've got other charges throughout the country. Now I want to point something out. Most all of that was already known.
Yeah.
When MSNBC was putting him up as the talking head, when CNN said he might be the great white hope. All of that was already known. But the corporate media didn't tell that part of the story, so the average voter thought, wow, this is the guy. He's a tough talker, right?
Right. And then, of course, after Avenatti fell from grace, the next person they flocked to was immediately Andrew Cuomo. So they don't have a good track record on picking their next Democratic hero if those are the 2 guys that at one point were supposed to save the party.
Well, Republicans aren't any better. Right. It's Democrats, the same as, it's human nature. We need a hero. And we are just so tied into hero worship in this country. We really are. It's just so sad that we've fallen so far that, yeah, he looks like a tough talker. That's exactly what. Well, why don't you go take a look at his background? Farron, thanks for joining me, okay?
Thank you.
That's all for this week, but all of these segments are going to be available this coming week right here on this channel, and you can follow us on Twitter at America's Lawyer. I'm Mike Papantonio, and this has been America's Lawyer, where every week we tell you stories that corporate media won't tell you because their advertisers won't let them or their political connections just don't allow for it. We'll see you next time.